Hello and welcome back to round 2 of the Big 12 New Members Rivalry Draft. The paint thinner that Texas put in the microwave has been disposed of, the Longhorns were escorted from the building, and we've been assured they will not be back. Once again, I'm Ted Johnson alongside my partner Skip Kyle. Skip, let's recap the first round.
Great idea, Ted. You know, last round started out with BYU selecting former Mountain West rival TCU, who these days is just too gay for Utah. Cincinnati selected West Virginia, which was probably the most West Virginia has cried since the last time Bob Huggins opened his mouth. Houston selected Texas Tech, itching for some Southwest Conference revenge. And UCF picked Oklahoma State because they couldn't pick a fight with the whole conference. What is your headset?
Thanks for that, Skip. A few noteworthy changes here in the second round of this draft. Selected teams are still off the board, but new members can now select each other in addition to the remaining 4 pre-existing Big 12 teams. Also, this is a snake draft, so the first pick of the second round will now belong to UCF, and I see the Knights approaching the podium right now. Skip, who do you have your eye on for them?
Ted, there's a lot of different ways this could go. UCF once started beef with UConn because of the alphabet. With the 5th pick in the 2023 Big 12 Rivalry Draft, the UCF Knights select USF.
They're not in this conference.
Yeah, I know. We actually select Houston. Space belongs to us, you oil-soaked morons.
Uh-oh, Houston, you have a problem. The battle for space is renewed.
I was abducted once, Ted.
As the draft continues, we have witnessed a shocking slide from one team that many experts saw as a potential first-round lock. Jessica Firestone is standing by in the green room as the Baylor Bears still wait to hear their name called. Jessica?
Thanks, Ted. I'm here with Baylor, who's been waiting a really long time. Baylor, how do you think the draft has gone so far?
Man, Jessica, I don't know. I thought I'd position myself as one of the most hateable teams in the country, but hiring Dave Aranda must have hurt me. All I can do is work really hard to be as miserable as possible and make everyone who passed on me regret not hating me.
Is there a particular team you're hoping will take you this round?
Well, I had high hopes for Houston and BYU last round, but, right now I'd just like to pick you for dinner tonight.
No thanks, Baylor. I'm dating myself right now. I want to know what Jessica's all about. Back to you, Ted.
Wow, that was awkward.
Ted, I'm more uncomfortable than a freshman in a dark Northwestern locker room.
And here comes Houston now. Could this be the moment that the Baylor Bears are finally taken off the board?
Before I say anything, I just want to make it abundantly clear that Mission Control, astronaut training, and Kennedy's moon speech, they're all in Houston, okay? But, go off, Space U. With the 6th pick in the 2023 Big 12 Rivalry Draft, the Houston Cougars select Baylor. Come on home, baby. I hate you.
What a relief for Baylor. Still hateable, and now off the board.
It's on. It's on.
Mel Kiper is standing by now with his thoughts on the remaining 2 picks.
Ted, it is a travesty that the Kansas Jayhawks are still on the board. This is a team I saw as a potential first-round pick. First round comes, first round goes. They're still on the board. It's a team, you're talking about Kansas, you're talking about huge upside, huge enrollment. They flash, they go, they grade out. They don't grade out that high. When you're talking about Kansas, you're not talking about Kansas State. Someone's going to roll the dice on this team. They're going to get a huge impact, day in, day out rivalry. Someone who's going to really, really appreciate what Kansas brings to the table. If Kansas doesn't get picked, I'll retire.
Thank you, Mel, for that bunch of utter nonsense. Cincinnati is up now.
Ted, I've got my eyes on Kansas State. For what it's worth, I hate both those guys that just picked. Anyway, with the 7th pick in the 2023 Big 12 Rivalry Draft, the Cincinnati Bearcats select Iowa State. Dual species mascots are our thing, and a tornado with a cardinal head? What is that? That makes no sense. What are you doing?
Another great geographical fit, Skip. You love to see it.
Ted, I once had Skyline chili and a Busch Light for breakfast. I was in a coma for 3 days. Life is a miracle.
Well, hold on to your holy underwear, folks, because here comes BYU with the final pick of our rivalry draft.
8th and final pick of the 2023 Big 12 Rivalry Draft. The BYU Cougars select the Houston Cougars. Cougar Bowl coming at you. Yes. Did it. You idiot! UCF already picked them.
Yeah, they're off the board, buddy.
Ah, cripes. TCU and Baylor helped me make a decision.
Screw you! Fight me!
Okay, Kansas State. Kansas State it is.
Meow! What an anticlimactic end to a thrilling draft. And I'm told BYU is already back in the press room. Mormons move fast, Ted.
BYU, how do you feel about the way the draft ended up?
Well, pretty happy overall. We would have liked to have seen Baylor fall down to that 8th spot, but we had a detailed contingency plan written out on 2 golden plates.
Can we see them?
No. Makes sense to me, Ted. That brings our coverage of the Big 12 rivalry draft to a close. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep hating.